Enhance your experience by becoming a supporting member. Gain access to unseen videos and video requests. 3-day free trial by visiting zionmembership.com. Chosen ones, empaths. Why did the narcissist re-idolize former supply? Because the narcissist involved in your life knows they screwed up. That's what happens. This even occurs with non-narcissistic people. You see, they'll be in a relationship. They think the person's not treating them right, or they think the grass is greener on the other side. And when they get over to the other side, they realize things ain't how they figured it would be. And this is the same that goes for the narcissist that was involved in your life. They get out there, they meet new people, they meet new supplies, and it's just not you, right? It's just not you. And that's why you need to make sure you're not leaving the door open for them to come back. Because the fact of the matter is, when someone walks out of your life, it's their loss. It's their loss. And through the course of time, it's proven. When anyone walks out of your life, it doesn't just have to be romantic relationships. It could be a friendship. It could be a family member. It could be a colleague. It could be an associate. Anyone walks out of your life, right, it's their loss. And through the course of time, they will realize, instantaneously, momentarily, they thought they had the better hand. They thought that they were dealt the better card. They did think that for a period of time, and I'm not trying to trigger any of you, but they did think that for a period of time, but that quickly fades. And they quickly get the realization that they fucked up. That's as simple as I can put it. They get that realization, right? And on top of all of that, it's because of everything that you've done. Things that you've done that was just in your intrinsic nature, the way you used to treat them, the way you were kind to them, the way you were pure to them. Yeah, you may have had moments where you acted in a certain way that you're not proud of, but they provoked you. They knew they provoked you. You might have had an outburst from time to time or something like that. Don't dwell on those things, The times when you might have had an outburst or you said some things that you wish you didn't say. Don't dwell on those things, because these narcissists that are involved in your life provoked you to get you to that state, right? They provoked you to get you angry. They provoked you to make you build up rage. They done this to you, right? They know they done this to you, okay? So don't dwell on anything like that. What you need to dwell on, and I've mentioned it quite a few times in recent videos, but you may not have caught those. I've mentioned you reflecting on the things that you've done well. Reflecting on all the things you've done well. And when you do this, you'll realize very quickly that not a lot of people on earth do what you did and won't do what you did. They just won't, right? So this is why the narcissist that was involved in your life finds themselves in the world alone, haunted by your absence. Without you, they struggle. Some of you say in the comment section, you've seen them move on. They seem happy. You're not looking beneath the veil. You're not looking at the true reality of the situation, right? There's something that an empath provides for a narcissist, and all of the self-proclaimed narcissists deny the existence of this. The self-proclaimed narcissists, the awakened narcissists, the ones that have got channels themselves, they all discredit, if that's the right word, that an empath is any different to any other supply. And that's absolute bullshit, right? They don't want to validate you. So don't listen to that. They don't want to validate you. They don't want you to be validated. If supply was just supply, then why are so many empaths getting caught up in the cycle of narcissistic abuse all over the globe? So many empaths are getting caught up in this cycle, right? But look, they begin to re-idolize you. As the infatuation stage wears off with them and the new supply, you begin to shine brightly again. You begin to glow brightly again. You seem more appealing. This is just the way it goes for them. They want what they can't have. So you need to make sure that you're what they can't have, right? If they've walked out of your life, do you know what? Even if they've become too toxic and you cut them off, don't let them back in at any point of time. Any one of you that have dealt with a narcissist, never let them back in, because it's going to be a repeat cycle of events, right? It's going to be a repeat cycle. But look, you just need to analyze, like I said, analyze what you did, and you will see that there's things that you did, with your heart, that you have a blessing, that you've got a heart. They don't have hearts, or not. They might have a heart that beats and is responsible for feeding their vital organs, but they don't have a heart in the sense of what I mean in this message. You had a heart. You done things for them and provided for them or cared for them in ways that other people just will not do, right? So just remember, like I said in the earlier segment, even regular people, they make mistakes. But the difference is, if a regular person makes a mistake, like for example, they felt like they wanted to do something else with their life, they felt like they wanted to be with someone else, and they went with someone else, and they realized they made a mistake. A lot of them will make it crystal clear that they've made a mistake. They may say sorry, they may apologize, they may rekindle, they may not. But narcissists, on the other hand, that are involved in your life, they're very stubborn. So when they get over there to these situations with these new supplies, and they know they fucked up, sorry for my language, but that is basically what it is. When they know they've screwed up, when they know they've made a bad decision, when they know they've downgraded, when they know they've gone over there and made a bad decision, right? It's not as easy for them to open up, because they operate with a mask, right? So it's not as easy for them to open up to you and tell you, because that puts them in a position of weakness, and they don't want to be deemed in a position of weakness, right? So that's why a lot of you don't hear the true story coming out of their mouths about what they're really feeling. Some of you may do, and some of you have, because I've read it in the comment section, right? Some of you are getting bizarre hoovers, weird hoovers, I've read one today about someone said that the narcissist that was involved in their life sent a picture of themselves, sent a picture of themselves to them. No wording, just a picture of themselves, They're weird, they do these bizarre, weird hoovers, So make sure you don't bite. Make sure you don't give them an inkling to get back involved in your life. Anyone that walks out of your life, is their loss. You need to know that's like a law of the universe. Anyone that walks out of your life, is their loss, because they failed to see everything they should appreciate you over during the time that they were involved in your life. The narcissist, when they were involved in your life, they failed to appreciate the things that you brought to the table. They failed to appreciate everything that you've done, right? So just understand they're going to go through this re-idolization. Now, the re-idolization occurs, but it doesn't mean that they have a change of heart. They'll become a new person. They'll transform. It doesn't mean none of that. They're still going to be bitter. They're still going to be twisted. They're still going to be deviants. They're still going to be liars. They're still going to be manipulators. But they've had a change of heart. They've realized. They've had a realization. They've had an epiphany. And you need to let them fester with that. Let that haunt them. They made a stupid mistake in letting you out of their hands, in letting you go. right? You could have not heard from them for a long time. All you need to know is this message that I'm sharing in this video. They are struggling without you. Stop looking on their social media, right? Or if you have, there's telltale signs that you would have seen. But there's also fabrication and manipulation where they're trying to hurt you from a distance because they have a rough idea that you will be looking if they left you with no closure. You know, if they walked out of your life and left you with no closure, they have an idea that you would resort to looking on their social media. So try and avoid looking on their social media. But with that being said, I'm sure that there's something that you saw, a downgrade. They didn't look happy. They looked different. They didn't look as well. There'll be telltale signs that you can witness on their social media. Now, I'm not telling you that to provoke you to look. You know, if you've been in a routine where you're not looking no longer, stick to it. You know, you don't need to. There's nothing there to see. They're wasteful parasites. There's nothing there to see, right? And you know, they're going through this re-idolization. This takes a toll on them. Takes a toll on them. You know, you've just got to empathize with them. And now, I never say empathize with the narcissist apart from in this scenario where I've mentioned it a few times before. But if you empathize with them and you put yourself in their shoes, right? And they walked out of your life because you wasn't doing A, B, C, and D, right? Perhaps you weren't being as controlled in the way they wanted to control you, or you inflicted narcissistic injuries on them, and whatever the bizarre reason it was that they walked out of your life. And then they thought they had a situationship with a new supply which will be so much better. And so empathize with this, and they get over there. And it's not greener grass, it's astroturf. Like that comment I said. It's astroturf. They get over there. They're like, oh shit. They've screwed up. What do they do? What do they do? A lot of the times they stick to the new supply like glue. Out of sheer desperation. Right? Because they know they've burnt the bridge with you. So they'll stick to this new supply like glue and try and glorify it. Or they'll discard this new supply very quickly and go on to another hunt and look for another new supply and another new supply and another new supply. That's the two alternatives that occur, right? And some of you, I've read in the comment section that you've witnessed, you know, them burn out very quickly. These new supply situationships that they're involved with burn out very quickly. And then they try and come back and stuff like this. Just make sure you don't let them back in, right? That's what you've got to make sure of, right? Obviously, if you have children, you're going to have some form of contact with them, you know. But other than that, there's no reason to have these people in your life, you know. And with that being said, there's things like parallel parenting that can limit you to only communicating through an app. So that prevents them from being able to text you, phone you, say things that are unwarranted towards you. You know, the apps are monitored. So they can only discuss stuff about the children, you know, where you're meeting because you meet in neutral locations with parallel parenting, you know, where you're meeting in a neutral location for the transfer of the children, things like that. So that will help assist you, especially if your children are young, you know. But other than that, there's no reason to really have these people in your life, you know. Even if it's a family member, even if it's, maybe it's a bit more technical with, if that's the right word, if it's involved with family, it's harder to sever ties, perhaps. If it's a family member that's narcissistic, it can be a bit more awkward, but you can at least limit contact and focus on your own healing, focus on your own journey, and limit contact to the best of your ability, for example. Or if not, just cut them loose, you know. No one deserves to be putting up with any form of abuse, and that's what you'll get to really understand going through this whole process, witnessing someone that treated you badly, made out they didn't want nothing to do with you. And then they're going through the whole re-idolization process. You know, this is going to occur within them, right? Don't believe the facade. Don't believe the bullshit they try to portray. You know, they're in deep regret and they're haunted by your absence. You know, they need you. They always needed you more than you ever needed them. That's part of the reason why they may have gone for a discard with you or a reverse discard with you, because they wanted to make out that you're not needed, that you're not needed, you're not wanted, and they felt like that they had someone that was what's the right word to describe it? Someone who was able to fulfill the role that you provided, but they're not, and they learn that very, very quickly. And the quicker they learn it, the quicker the re-idolization kicks in, the quicker the self-absorbed regret kicks in. You know, this is what occurs within the mind and the psyche of the narcissist. You know, so you may not have heard from them for some time, but just know wherever they are, they'll remember who you are. They'll remember what you did. They'll know what you did. And you need to analyze what you did. And when you analyze what you did, you'll come to the realization that no one is going to do what you did. No one is going to provide that grade A supply like you provided. Be assured of yourself. Be sure of yourself. Don't doubt yourself now. Don't doubt yourself, right? There's a supply source that the empath offers that is not easily found elsewhere. And like I always mention, even if they did run into another empath, just for the sake of the video, even if they did run into another empath, they're accustomed to the way that you treated them, the way that you done things. The way you do things would be different to the way another empath does things. For example, they could run into an empath that's awakened, and this empath is awakened, aware of narcissists, and cuts them off immediately. Just for example, if they ran into an unawakened empath, the unawakened empath is not going to do things the same way that you did. Even though you both share the empathetic traits, you still have your own unique nature about you, and the other empath would still have their own unique nature. And the narcissist that was involved in your life is very accustomed to the way that you used to do things, because that's the catch-22 that happens. By them being around you for however long, prolonged period of time they're around you, they become accustomed to the way you used to do things. And it's everlasting, you know? Doesn't matter if they're with you for a few years and then they're with a new supplier for a longer number of years. The impact you made throughout the time that you was with them is more substantial than the time scale that they are with this new supply, right? It's all about the impact that you made, and you made a tremendous impact in the life of the narcissist. And this is why they're re-idolizing you. This is why they're going through this re-idolization process, constantly haunting them. You know? They won't find someone like you again, and they never will. You know, I just brung up the scenario if they met another empath just for the sake of the video. You know, but it's highly unlikely they'll ever meet another empath again. Some narcissists that are involved in your life don't even come across. Some narcissists that are around the globe don't even come across other empaths. You know, some of them do, but it's highly unlikely they'll discover another empath again. You know, so just understand that they're going through the re-idolization process. This is something that stays with them. It's not something that goes away very easily. You know, it's something that haunts them. The memory of you, the memory of what you did, you know, the supply that was they were able to obtain from you. All of this ultimately causes complete devastation for the narcissist that was involved in your life. So just be sure of yourself. Just be sure of yourself. And if you'd like to hear more about how the narcissist realizes they can't replace you, click this video here. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.